Welcome to Fraser Mac Gaming. I'm Fraser Mac. This is the latest video in my Fraser Mac Gaming News series where I go through the latest news for the Switch, cover the games coming to everyone's favourite hybrid system, and I have the occasional rant when something really pisses me off. There are no big Nintendo titles or AAA third-party titles releasing in February that we know of yet. A Direct is imminent and things could change very quickly. Without any of those games coming, which awesome games are releasing on the Switch in February? Which games am I most looking forward to, and which game features a cameo from Duke Nukem? Find out after this. One of the big indie games we've all been waiting for on the Switch for a while now is Wargroove. It's been in development for some time and I've spoken about it at length in numerous videos recently. You can see them in the top right of the screen right now. We got a gorgeous cinematic trailer as part of the Indie Highlights presentation last week. We were also treated to the news that it's coming to Switch February 1st. So yes, kicking off February with a bang. It's already available to pre-order and I've downloaded it onto my Switch and I'm eager to play it when it comes. It's a classic turn-based strategy game harking back to Advance Wars, and it's added a lot of new multiplayer and online options to get us all excited. Keep an eye out as I'll be showing gameplay on the channel very soon. It's $15.99 in the UK and $20 in the US. Rainbite's action-adventure game Reverie Sweet As Edition is coming to Switch 6th of February and it's getting a physical release from PlayAsia. It's about a young boy's journey to save an island while on holiday, and the story is inspired by Maori legend and it features some very charming 2D graphics. Tai must explore 6 dangerous dungeons, solve puzzles and defeat enemies to save Taromi Island's inhabitants. You'll need to collect hidden feathers, play minigames and use unique weapons and items to solve puzzles and defeat bosses. Reverie Sweet As Edition is getting a regular and limited edition from PlayAsia, so check out their site for all those goodies. It's releasing on the eShop for $14.99 in the UK and there's a 15% discount, and it's $12.99 in the US. Tower defense games seem to have gone out of fashion, so there's not a lot of options on Switch for fans of the strategy genre. To rectify that, Hidden Path Entertainment are bringing their award-winning game Defense Grid 2 to the Switch. You must defend the cores from the invading hordes in a 26-mission campaign, and the Switch version of the game includes the Defense Grid 2 Aftermath content. You can play 2-player local co-op in the story mode, or also play a coordinated defense mode. There are 4 different difficulty levels, leaderboards, special weapons, challenge modes, and lots of achievements. Defense Grid 2 launches on Switch February 7th. It's going to be $14.99 in the UK. There's also a 10% discount for pre-orders and it's $20 in the US. For anyone itching for a first-person action game to play, Uppercut Games have created an Arabian Nights inspired game just for you. They're an indie studio made up of former BioShock employees and they've created a randomly generated action-adventure game along the lines of Immortal Redneck. It features permadeath, multiple playable characters, and lots of treasure and multiple weapons. You can tailor the game to your preferred playstyle by hacking and slashing your way through combat, or you can explore the depths of the Arabian setting and avoid the combat. It's entirely up to you. City of Brass looks like a fun time, and although the graphical style isn't up my street, I know a lot of people will be fans. City of Brass releases 8th of February for $13.49 in the UK, and it'll be $20 in the US. Up next we have a combo of retro-inspired games from Digirati and Jam Masher. They both release February 8th and they can be purchased from PlayAsia physically, or they can also be purchased separately on the eShop. Oniken Unstoppable Edition is up first. It's an 8-bit arcade action game in a post-apocalyptic future. You play as a ninja mercenary Zaku and you must take on a gauntlet of enemies, traps and boss fights to save humanity. Oniken Unstoppable Edition will be around £10 in the UK and $10 in the US. Odalus The Dark Call is another 8-bit game in the NES style. It's inspired by games such as Ghosts and Goblins and Castlevania. There are 8 levels to explore, huge boss battles, 2 possible endings and over 4 hours of gameplay. Odalus The Dark Call will be around $12 in the US on the eShop, and the price is still to be confirmed for the UK. For any retro fans, or if you're a fan of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, then both these titles will be a welcome addition to your Switch library. Changing the pace slightly now, on Valentine's Day we have a puzzle platformer about the love between Ember and Rhyme. Two characters with contrasting abilities that need to combine their powers and work together to overcome an enigmatic force that has separated them and their love. It features some charming graphics, interesting puzzles, and a spectacular fantasy world that you have lots of time to explore. Degrees of Separation releases on Valentine's Day, so for anyone who wants to get some gaming in with their partner, this could be the perfect choice and a co-op love story to enjoy together. Normal service has been resumed and we'll get back to the action games right now. We don't get many tower defense games at all on Switch, and what do you know? You get two in the same month. X-morph Defense originally released on the PC, Xbox and PS4 back in the summer of 2017, and Exos Studios' mix of tower defense and twin-stick shooter is finally coming to Switch. It has some awesome sci-fi graphics. I actually bought a very cool physical edition for the PS4, but I've not even had a chance to play it yet. It's just typical of me. X-morph Defense is finally coming to the Switch. It's great news. I'll definitely be picking it up when it releases February 21st. It looks like a fantastic combination of mech wars, shoot 'em up, tower defense. There's destructible environments. There's all sorts of co-op gameplay options. It just looks fantastic. It's due to be $20 in the US, and price info for the UK is to follow soon. Another genre that seems to be underrepresented on Switch is stealth games. We have a lot of quality ninja games, as every console should, but none offer the stealth and 3D experience you're going to get in Aragami Shadow Edition. It's a third-person action game where you play as an undead assassin who can control shadows, teleport, become invisible, summon weapons, and call on a shadow dragon to attack enemies. The game involves some serious blood and gory violence, as you can take out your enemies in vengeful, bloody attacks. That's what it describes itself as anyway. For fans of the Metal Gear Solid series or ninja games in general, this is a great coup for the Switch. Merge Games have also announced there'll be a regular physical copy and a very cool collector's edition. It will also be available on the eShop for around £25 or $30. We're coming to the last few February games that I'm excited for. Up next is a retro-inspired 2D action platformer. Rad Roger's Radical Edition is a radical adventure featuring a boy who plays too many video games and is woken up inside the very games he plays. It's full of action-packed, humour-filled, hardcore platforming fun. The land has been infected by a horrible enemy, and Rad and Dusty need to save the day. There are new playable characters including Duke Nukem, Lo Wang and many more. The Switch version is the most complete version of the game with special content, and it looks like a fun, light-hearted romp is the best way to describe it. It's one I'll look to pick up, and it will cost around £27 on the eShop, or for a physical copy it'll be similar, but in the US it will be $30 and it releases February 26th. Nicalis are known for publishing a lot of fantastic indie games on the Switch and going the extra mile with physical releases. They've brought us physical copies of games such as Cave Story Plus, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and Itoju 2 Plus, along with many others. One of the next titles they are publishing is Remy Loire Lost Girl in the Lands of Lore. Try saying that 3 times really fast. Remy Loire is a roguelite anime action-adventure game, and it's set in the magical world of Ragnoa. You play as Remy in a magical book called Lore. It's full of hack and slash magical combat involving melee attacks and long-range magical spells. In total there's over 200 different weapons that you can discover and use to take out the multiple enemies. I'll be checking it out when it releases February 26th, and I'll be hoping to get a physical copy as well. It's going to be $40 in the US, and I'm hoping a physical copy comes to Europe, but if not, I'll be checking out Playasia once again. The final game on my list of titles releasing in February that I'm excited for is another Devolver Digital action title. For anyone who has played Mr. Shifty or watched my Discover Indies video last month, the top-down gameplay and combat in Ape Out will be very familiar. It's an intense smash 'em up where you have to run through a procedurally generated gauntlet of enemies. You can capture enemies and use them as human shields, smash them using your primal strength, or even use their own weapons against them. It has an amazing high-tempo soundtrack that I'd love to play you, but I don't think I can. It matches the high-octane action and definitely adds for the intensity of the game. It is a little bit basic graphically, but I think they've gone for just a very striking visual colour palette. You too can ape out though when Gabe Cuzillo and Devolver Digital's latest action game releases February 28th, and it's going to be $13.49 in the UK and $15 in the US. So there you have it. There's a dozen games I'm looking forward to in February releasing on the Switch. I hope there's something in there you liked, so please get in touch in the comments down below if there's some favourites or some games you're definitely looking out for. I already have Unruly Heroes, as you can see playing in the background, so I'll have some footage of that coming up soon. Some of the favourites for me, I'm definitely looking forward to Wargroove. I pre-ordered it obviously, and then obviously x-morph Defense. I think that'll be a fun game, so I think there's a few in there that I'm looking forward to, and there's definitely a few I'll pick up. If this is your first time on the channel, I hope you liked the video. Please hit that subscribe button and help the channel grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any more of my content, and hit that thumbs up button if you liked it, or the thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you on the next video.